Today's episode is brought to you by Epic Eyewear. Epic Eyewear offers some of the best quality sunglasses at an affordable price for all. Are you tired of dealing with large corporate companies? With Epic Eyewear, they deliver quality customer service as a small business would offer. As a testament to their product, Epic Eyewear stands behind their product 100% with a no-hassle warranty. They also offer free returns and exchanges. So if you're in the market for new sunglasses, check out epiceyewear.com. Female, veteran-owned, and made in the USA. Use the promo code WHISTLE10 for 10% off of your next purchase.
Today is October 10th. I'm Paolo.
I'm Foy.
And this is another episode of Hold My Whistle.
Back at it again.
It's been a while, but we are in the hard-working, gears churning part of the season.
Yeah, it's what they call the doldrums. You know, you're balls deep in that shit, and you know you're more than halfway, and it seems like you just started yesterday.
Oh yeah, like I hate trying to think of the finish line.
Yeah, it's
but at the same time, I for me as the JV coach is like we kind of have a standard and a goal where we want to be at the end of the season. We have to develop still.
Yeah,
and so our goal is to look at the difference from day one till the end of the season. I'm like, if you feel like you're playing your best ball, then there's a problem. You know what I mean? You have that you have to keep on sending that message, even though you see the finish line and you're like, you could plateau or whatever.
Yeah,
you still have to preach on development and like, hey, let's get better.
Yeah, you keep pushing the message home to
right.
to push on and do better.
And it's just hard on the body and the mind as a coach.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you have to drive the team.
And then I remember those days as a player, you're like, fuck, it's week 7. You know, if you're doing good or you're doing bad, it's just like you're tired. You're coming out to practice every day. You're just like, dude, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, it's week 10 and you're all, dude, where did it go?
Right.
And you're just like, oh, man, I can't believe this could be our last game of the year.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of your grade, that shit hits home all the time.
It does. It's And what's crazy is, especially in San Ynez, we've had some seasons where we're like, oh my God, we're 70, 80% of the games we play, we're winning.
Yeah.
Which is great. And you don't know if it's your last game. In San Ynez, the people who've gotten an extra game and the people who haven't are at the end of the week 10 and they have one more day of just like, I hope for a phone call.
That's the worst. The not knowing if you're like,
and you're 80%, 70% wins.
If you don't know if you're in CIF, it is the worst as a fucking athlete.
I want to have a flashback to when we got in last year, which was my second time being on this staff. We had that first round match against Camarillo.
Yeah.
Or Camarillo.
Sure.
They're the Scorpions?
Yes.
Right. Good, solid young team at that time, and they developed to be a pretty solid.
They won CIF 2 years later.
Right. Yeah, we were playing sophomores that developed into first round guys. So, really, really solid team. And then last year we got in and we played Northview.
Yeah.
Which was
team out of Covina. I mean,
they went up to the championship and lost it, right?
Yeah, they got waxed by Culver.
Right.
But
we had to wait for that call.
It was weird because, we watched 6 films on them in one day, and it was, somewhat deceiving. Like, we're like, oh, okay, they're doing this, they're doing that. And then when you get down there and you've never seen this team and they just come out and they're dudes. Like, they can run, they're big.
Timing. I was tripping on their timing, like where they were making certain passes, you know what I mean?
They were solid. I mean, Culver was just hands down better. But it was just one of those things, like, film didn't do that team justice. No. But they were good. And, it was a good learning experience for a lot of the younger guys. I mean, and for the seniors, it's a unwelcomed way to go out, but you got an extra game. You played a week 11. Like, that's one more game than most teams get.
It's pretty fun. You got to go out there, and you took a hard L. Don't get me wrong. But you're the first team in a long time to do it. You went in with like a solid season, You
exceeded expectations.
The fan base was there. We had, the family. It's just really it's family time. It's like, okay, it's better than a banquet.
Yeah,
it's the support and the approve. Just that feeling of like, hey, we're in this thing. We have a shot.
Well, yeah,
and
and
everyone comes
the
together.
community pulls together for you, and
So
it's an awesome feeling, especially
I
as a
think that
player.
outweighs when you take an L, especially like they were first seeded, right?
Yeah,
Or for,
we were the 16th seed,
we
they
were
were
the
the one
last.
seed.
Yeah, exactly. So don't get us wrong. We were put probably in the right spot. Maybe if we played a
It,
medium bracket, like I'm sure there's a huge drop off somewhere.
so no, the only thing was is so Santa Barbara got the 2 seed in our league,
Hmm.
and they drew Culver. They got their shit pushed in by Culver. So is either
Right.
we play Northview or we're gonna play Culver.
Exactly.
So it was pick your poison really.
Well, speaking of Santa Barbara, that's actually the squad we're gonna see in 2 days.
It's only the second time we've ever played them, and I find that so
In
hard
a
to
real
believe.
game. Yeah.
So hard to believe.
Insane. They're right down the road.
Yeah, and, you know they've produced some guys over the years. We played with a few of them at City College. Preston Maloney, Jonathan Ekmans.
Ekmans, yeah, he's coaching
Um,
in
yeah,
France.
he's doing big things over
He
there.
was a tall, skinny wide receiver, definitely like a big bird looking kid.
But man, could he
He could
catch?
grab, and I'll give him props. He had a strong headband game.
Yes, he did before it was a thing.
Well, it was, but it was just
It
like
wasn't
he
on
came,
that level.
he had the Pauly D like blowout hair before I saw anyone else have it, and he would rock the headband with it.
Yeah.
Am I going too far with that?
No, it
It
wasn't.
was, it,
Definitely not Pauly D. It was more curly.
but it was like that side shaved,
No,
like more updo.
no, it wasn't shaved. It was all just
It was just all curly, and,
all
and the
curly.
headband made it look
The
like
headband
that.
pulled it
You see
back.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, but dude, the dude was 6'3", like a buck 60, but he would go across the middle and get wrecked, but
Dude,
catch the
he
ball.
actually the game that I remember him the most is actually our first game against Fullerton, and he had a nice couple grabs. I think he had a tub.
Dude, I remember that. My first like actual college experience. You know, we roll up and we got like 65 dudes on the team. It's whatever. And then Fullerton rolls out and they have like 3 squads of everything.
I thought you were like only allowed a certain amount of guys to suit, and I'm seeing an army.
Dude, they had like
So yeah,
90 something cats.
pre-game, I've never ever like looked back and been intimidated, like, and I'm not talking about like because it's only like one or two players, and you look at each other, and you give each other a nod. You know who each other is or whatever because you watch your VHS or DVD film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like now with the huddle. But when we saw Fullerton, I remember seeing
They
the
took up the whole-
linebackers were right behind us when we were running plays, right? And I just hearing the drill, and I thought it was like, man, they're really hitting, right? They're kind of banging, but it wasn't because they were banging hard. It was because so many people were banging at the same time.
Dude, they filled up the whole
They had
sideline.
like 4 20-man drills going,
It was crazy.
right? Am I wrong?
No.
And then there's punters and kickers in the middle of the field, and I'm like, holy cow.
So the thing I take away from that game more than anything, it was my first game, and my expectations were moderate to say the least. You know, I was a second team guy, and I figured I'd get a little bit of reps, but you know, our starting nose guard blew his knee out in like the first or second series, and the starting Mike linebacker volunteered to play nose guard, and I got thrown in. And then I remember this was first quarter. I remember playing that first quarter and coming off like 1 or 2 series, and then I'm looking at the clock and it's still like 8 minutes left in the first quarter.
The longest
That-
games ever.
That 15-minute quarter really makes a difference.
Oh yeah, you got it. For me coaching JV just with a 10-minute quarter, I'm like, you took almost the whole quarter from us, cutting 8 minutes out.
Right?
That's a lot of football.
It is.
Now you're adding those 3 minutes.
Now you're getting a whole nother quarter.
You're getting a whole and a big, a lot of football, more stopping.
It was definitely different.
There's a lot. It's your whole day, more than you think, than a high school game.
Nothing worse to me than a 1 o'clock Saturday game.
It's the worst.
The worst. Do you remember playing at Citrus?
Yes, that's first off. It's a long drive.
Dude, the bowl was like their stadium was pretty cool, but it was
Cool.
hot as shit.
JC locker rooms in the early 2000s sucked.
Oh yeah, we didn't have one good locker room.
Not one.
They were
I
all terrible.
had better locker rooms in high school.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I was like, it sucked driving. You never really get comfortable. You know what I mean? You're a junior college team.
And we had those whack ass sweatsuits.
You're getting Russell sweats and
So bad.
You can't make them look good.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And so it's just tough in general. And then you play a 1 o'clock game. It goes to about 4,
Oh, at least 4:30,
right?
and then you were on a bus ride home.
And you're on a bus ride home. But you don't. these buses take way longer than when you're in high school.
Oh, and you're getting a shitty sandwich lunch. You're not stopping anywhere.
Yeah, no, you're getting the saran wrapped cafeteria student kitchen
Ham and
staff
cheese.
ham and cheeser. Uh, Did we get like a chicken fry box one time?
We did. I remember we had like a hot meal one time and it wasn't bad.
No, but
But-
it's appreciated.
Yeah.
You don't get that too much in high school. Like you have like snacks after. Or
Yeah.
like you don't get like a box meal and you're like, oh, this is really necessary.
Yeah, totally. You know, you just sit in the bus and it's like if you won, you're happy. If you lost, fuck, it's a long ride home.
It is. It's, we didn't have too many, and then there's the other feeling. Hey, how short is the bus trip when you win?
Right? It's like, fuck, you're on cloud nine.
That 3 hour trip is fun.
Because, yeah, you're bullshit and everybody's talking about what you did. And then it's like, fuck, next day comes around, you got walkthroughs and you're sore as shit if you played.
Yeah. And you know what's great? And another people, a lot of people are getting into festivities. It's October where, things are happening. For me, it's football weather.
Oh, yeah.
I love where we're at right now with football weather, especially in San Diego. Like it's windy.
See, I can do without the wind.
People can do it. It really beats you up.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a badge of honor to me. I'm like, man,
well, the thing
ain't phasing me.
The thing for me is like you wake up and it's cold. It's like mid
It's
to
brisk.
high
We're getting
30s, low 40s, and it's on the cusp of turning into winter. And
we have it's great morning dew. We don't get it a lot in California. I'm sure other states do, with a little bit more moisture. But we're dry as hell. So when you get that morning dew, green grass, wet,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sets the tone for the upcoming season.
For sure, because then you get the nighttime. That Friday night, October, it's already a little cold.
Yeah, it's in the 50s. It's football weather. You can see your breath a little bit. It means it's go time.
It is, and shoot, the joints. It just makes everything. You know what? I don't know what it is. It's definitely not a feeling, but I know it's that much more important. It's that much more serious, and it just sets the mood. It's a tone setter.
Right, you get that nice sunset into that brisk evening, and it's game time. You get those beautiful sunsets. It's like purple outside, and
that you're feeling some of the best feelings of your life right there. You're like, hey, I'm preparing myself for a high school football game,
right?
Though, and it's the best sunsets I've seen through stands and stadium lights.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
because that feeling you get, you're sitting next to your boys, your brothers, and it's inexplainable.
Exactly, and you only understand it if you played. It's one of those things that most people don't get.
But in college, when you play that 1 o'clock game,
oh fuck, it's terrible.
Morning game. Did we had 11 o'clocker?
I think we had 10 or 11.
I should pull out the program and see what time these games started.
Yeah, fuck.
It's a little different night game, but we did have an October night game our freshman year.
Is that when we played Bakersfield?
No, we played away. Was it L.A. Pierce? The Halloween game.
Oh, the Halloween game. Yeah, that was fun. I had to pick that game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, great game.
Dude, we beat a dog shit team 13-9.
But they looked
the part. They had a lot of dudes. But they fucking sucked.
They sucked. And you know what was crazy? They had the dudes. They had the size. They looked like they had speed even. They were the most undisciplined team.
Oh, they were so bad.
I forget what our hard count was, but it was we had a no-huddle offense. So it's not. This is pre him going to hold up a poster board.
Yeah.
Everything's getting yelled out. Right? And I think it was Fox.
No.
The Fox jumps or Wolf. It was a dog.
It was something.
And we called it out like 3 or 4 times, and they jumped every time. Every time. I think it was like we hit 4 or 5.
Dude.
Definitely more than 3.
Do you remember that linebacker guy they had with the Jason mask tape?
Yes, on his leg.
SB Killer. And we talked to the dudes after the game. They're all, what happened to that guy? They're all, and his own team was clowning him.
Really?
They're like, oh, that dude sucks. He never fucking plays. It's like he was talking all kinds of shit when we roll up.
Dude. And I'll tell you what, it was intimidating. I remember, it's probably the funnest pregame I've ever had.
Yeah.
Funniest.
Except we had to get dressed in a fucking bungalow.
No, it wasn't a bungalow. It was a portable. It was a portable. Our boy Mark Riley gave one of my favorite pregame speeches I think I've had when he talked about busting, like, when they got you pinned up in the corner, what do you do? And I was like, you get out of the corner, Mark. Right? And Mark's like, you bust through the wall. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm pumped up.
Oh, Mark.
Right? We saw him. He came to visit. We didn't really talk about it on the show.
Did we not talk about it?
I don't think we did.
I thought we did.
But a couple of months ago, before the season, I think right when Sean had his surgery.
No, I hadn't had surgery yet.
You were limping around good. Though.
Yeah, I hadn't had surgery yet. Had I? No, I think I did. I think
yeah,
I
you just had surgery.
I don't know.
I was definitely taking a lot of care of you. I was like very not taking care of you, but I was very
cautious.
Yeah, or I just wanted to make sure you were taken care of.
Yeah.
But he came into town. They did a little Southern California trip.
Legoland. They hit up Legoland.
Mark gives this great speech. He's one of our favorite linebackers that we played with. Different guy. Definitely different. Great listener of the show. So, Mark, what's up?
He still thinks Oregon football is better than California.
He was Mr. Oregon.
He was Mr. Oregon. Dude,
if you're Mr. Oregon, you can't say you can never.
You can't say anything.
You have to say Oregon football's
Dude,
the
he's
best.
a fucking stud.
Right.
Dude still plays rugby. He's like fucking late 30s, and he still dabbles in the rugby.
I think
game.
his wife talked him away from it, but he's I thought, hey man, we're all in our mid to late 30s now. You're almost you're mid, right?
I'm exactly in my mid 30s,
and this guy is still he's still got that twitch.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
You know he can still get down.
This guy wants to unload. Do you want to run drills right now?
You know he can still get down. You give him a week to run a little bit, and you put some pads on him, he's going to light motherfuckers up. It's just what he does.
You give him a week, he probably watches 8 days worth of film. You know what I mean? He's probably going to fucking just junkie out.
He'll watch that 8 days of film in like an hour.
Okay, so where your knee's at right now, if I gave you 2 months and a quarter of football.
There's no way I'd be able to do it.
Would you want to, though?
No. Because I would for sure hurt myself.
Booby went out there.
Yeah, look what happened.
Made a movie about him.
Exactly. And he never played again.
He's a special feature. He's a special feature. Oh, man. So, hey, we haven't recorded in a long time, and you come over, and on the TV, we're watching Game 5, Dodgers-Nats. One of the best games. I haven't watched too much baseball this year. During the season it's tough. We had a little bit of time during the summer. But what a game.
All right, I'm just going to throw this out here right now.
Throw it out there, bro. Are you throwing jabs, or are you just throwing out
I'm spitting some truth.
Oh, knowledge. Preach.
So a lot of our listeners are Dodger fans, as are most in this area.
The Central Coast is definitely Southern California.
Yeah, it's Dodger faithful.
Right.
You sprinkle in a couple Angel fans here and there, but they don't mean shit.
I'll give it up to the Angels 2002. They beat my Giants.
Right. So anyways, let's recap. If you didn't know this wasn't going to happen, you're a fucking idiot. Because your team has a great lineup. You have some decent starting pitching, but your bullpen is shit. And why the fuck does Clayton Kershaw come in at any point in October? Who knows? Everybody's going to blame Dave Roberts because he put him in and he gave up back-to-back dongs. And that's just what Clayton Kershaw does. He's a great regular season pitcher, but once the playoffs roll around, he is complete shit.
Oh, dude, he's the worst. And I want to give it to him. You hear regular season numbers, and he's
a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. And you see him in the postseason, and you're just
like, who is this bum?
And you know what's crazy is, again, we finish, we start this late, and we have practice. I spend time with my family. We don't watch the TV or anything. By the time you come over and I flip it over, we're pretty late in the game.
Yeah.
7th, 8th inning. They have a 3-1 lead. They're at home. They should be excited. We could just look at Kershaw. We could look at the game, and you could just tell the momentum is going 100% for the Nats. Or I'm not going to say for the Nats. You could just tell the Dodgers don't have it.
Yeah. Oh, you could tell that game was done.
Right?
Like when the fans start walking out in the fucking 9th inning, it's like, dude,
oh my god! But
shit's over.
So not to mention, it's kind of like watching an NBA basketball game. You got to catch it at the right time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So we're watching the game, and they're 2 down, 3-1, and pop, 1 home run. We got Lincoln. My oldest kid is just going nuts. He's running all over. The dog's jumping on Foy. My wife's talking. We're not really paying attention, and Sean says, "Oh, he's going yard or something," right? He calls the game for me. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is awesome, great," right? And I'm thinking it's a replay, back-to-back home runs to tie the game in the 8th inning.
Yeah, that's classic Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw dinked.
Yeah, that's classic.
Dude,
it's expected.
Put him on tilt. Like you think, hey, leave my guy in there, he'll work his way out of it.
You know what he needed? He needed some epic eyewear sunglasses to cover up his teary eyes.
He does. Get the dark frames.
Seriously, bro.
Clayton. It's easy.
Dunzo. He's fucking Dunzo. Like, So in one of our text chains, we got an over-under of how long it takes the Dodgers organization to fire Dave Roberts. The over-under was 10 days. I took the under on that.
He got a huge boo,
Dude,
when they pulled Kelly.
When the Boo Birds come out at home in the playoffs, you done fucked up.
It's too late. Well, they tie up the game. They go an extra inning.
Yeah, and then it's like you give up walks and base hits, and then you give up a grand slam.
Well, Kelly was doing okay, but it started getting a little wild.
You could see it coming.
It was getting a little wild, and I know he's got some serious. He had a nice little changer, right? But he was making him stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, you walk the pitcher. You walk the pitcher, then you walk the leadoff man, and then you intentionally walk. No, he didn't walk the pitcher. He struck him out. But then he had runners on second and third. Then he walked.
The bases loaded so fast. I thought it was 2 on, and then before freaking Howie Kendrick shows up, I swore it was 2.
Well, you walk the bases loaded to give yourself a force out everywhere, and then Howie Kendrick comes up, who's 0 for 4 in the night, really hasn't done shit.
Oh no! Did you see his defense?
Oh
he
yeah,
had 2 huge errors. Not looking good.
So. That's what a veteran does. It's like you've been there before. You know what it takes.
Ex-Dodger, too. Does it sting a little bit more?
Howie Hendrick's been an ex a lot of things. I mean, he's been a journeyman as of the second half of his career, but the dude can play.
Yep.
Comes up, hits a fucking bomb to dead center, ball game. Dodgers wanted no part after that.
None. That's over. When the seats were just empty.
Dude, they fucking fled that place like the flood.
The ravine was full of sad Dodgers leaving the stadium.
Oh, the river's probably running from all their tears.
Oh, man.
But I'm going to throw it out there. Even if the Dodgers would have won, they would have played the Cardinals next round, and the Cardinals always beat the shit out of the Dodgers in the playoffs. So they can rest easy knowing that they're not going to lose to the Cardinals again. But
yeah, and the Cardinals, they had
mashed
exciting. They had some exciting games though too.
Well, 10 runs in the first inning, the highest scoring inning ever in the NLDS.
Dude, they have mad acronyms in baseball.
Oh, dude, it's everywhere. You got to keep up, man.
I know hard. The MLB NLDS situation. I'm like, God damn, did they say elemental P?
That and the most made up stats in any sport ever. It's like, oh, his WAR is 6.7. It's like, who gives a fuck? Wins above replacement or whatever. I mean, that's just stupid.
Hey,
but people follow that shit religiously.
They do. I wonder how many guys in the postseason use jock protection.
Oh, I'm sure everybody does. You got to cover the junk.
I've talked to a lot of baseball players, and there's not too many kids wearing like junk, like protection for the junk.
That's just dumb.
It's going away. I've known kids. I knew a kid that was probably a sophomore when I was a senior, and he got hit playing pony. He was a catcher, through the cup.
Oh yeah,
because they're not really built that great.
No, they're thin plastic,
and they're like triangulated. It's supposed to be like. Dude, I still chafed. They had that huge rubber seal on it, like a fucking door jam.
The worst, like I was a catcher for 10 years.
Yeah.
The worst is when you get a foul tip and it hits you at the very bottom of the cup where it like covers your balls right in between the gooch and it bounces up there. Oh, it is the worst.
So again, I'm going to mention we have hooked up with Nutty Buddy. It's the highest end, top of the line, number one choice for cups. It's we talked about it in past episodes with Rekka, and it's hold my nutty. Hold my nutty. You get 10% off individual items. Check out nuttybuddy.com.
Get your nuts covered up.
Get your nuts covered up. If you do play baseball, if you play jiu-jitsu, like I said, there's a kid that I played with, got hit, one nut's gone. Maybe he can't have kids. I know it's happened. Or have you heard of swollen balls? When nurses are looking at your balls because they're fucking the size of grapefruits?
Well, it's like the elephantitis man.
What do you mean? Wait. There's 2 different guys, right? There's the actual dude with elephantitis.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about a huge set of balls.
Well, no, he actually has elecfantitis and his balls are like the size of cantaloupes.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's poor bastard. Tough.
Well, it's like,
we're gonna fuck up your face, your hands, and your balls.
Who the fuck plays catcher and doesn't wear a cup? It's
stupid.
That's just dumb.
I like catcher's gear this year. I like the cushions that they wear in the back of their knees.
Oh no, that makes you lazy. The knee savers, that makes you fucking lazy.
Okay, I like the mirrored sunglass above the eyes.
My son plays catcher. and we bought him some catcher's gear. I don't know why, but we bought him some catcher's gear because he's left-handed. Makes no sense moving forward, simply because there's no such thing as left-handed catcher. But that's neither here nor there. They were
He
talking
could
about
throw it out third faster.
that doesn't do you any good. It's you got to protect first base and second base. Third base is whatever. Like that snap throw to third isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, but first base is done.
Exactly. So he wanted knee savers because one of the teams he played on, like the catcher's gear, had knee savers, and I am a big proponent against it because you get lazy. You get caught sitting on your ass on the back of your legs, and you're
They
not
don't
as
even
mobile.
they don't even look like they get used that much.
Oh, they do. Trust me, they
They
do.
get sat on, huh?
Yeah, you sit there. You just sit on them.
Now, what I like to see is when you see a pro and stuff, and like I like Yadier.
Yeah.
Dude, he's sitting like a ninja. They'll be like leaning on one leg, kicked one flared out,
Yeah, I mean, it's all about finding your like comfortable space. It's like,
and they move around. They have multiple stances.
yeah, you gotta find yourself like in a good defensive stance if you got a base runner on, or you gotta be comfortable with nobody on, and just playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
But catching's tough. You take a fucking beating back there.
So you're a catcher, all right? I'm gonna go top 3, all right? Your all-time favorite catchers.
My all-time favorite catchers. Ooh, I would take Yachty for his defense because he's got a cannon.
Is he the greatest of all time?
Um, for throwing runners out, he's definitely up there. I can't say that he is.
How many perfect games has he caught?
You see, I don't judge a catcher based off of perfect games because
But they are they a proponent though?
they are definitely a part of it because they are calling the game. I don't credit a catcher to like whether he's great or not. By that, I give him props because he called a good game. But it's still up to the pitcher and the fielders, to make plays. Because every perfect game, there's always that one or two moments where you could have lost it. Somebody made a great play.
Okay.
So
this is just overall, hey, good throwing, decent catching,
you-
leader on the
you
team,
can
and a
stop.
decent bat.
well, that's a hard concept. I mean,
So
it's hard to find solid hitting catchers. It's just one of those things that over the years has definitely gone to the wayside.
Mhm.
Like you look at a guy like Buster Posey, slightly better than average catcher, defensively not great in my opinion, but the dude swings a good stick. He's like a 280 career hitter.
Yeah, and he's got 3 rings.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna say Yachty.
Okay.
My favorite catcher to watch was Pudge Rodriguez. I don't know,
Pudge,
like I loved watching him play.
sawed off son of a gun.
Yeah, dude, he was great defensively. He swung his bless you. He swung a good stick, and he just had that personality about him.
Yeah, and then can I guess number 3?
Sure.
Like, whoa, I had the gurgle. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Ugh. Mike Piazza.
I mean, I like watching him hit.
Right.
Like defensively, he was kind of a liability to me. He was great once he went to the Mets. I mean, he was okay as a Dodger. He could have been really good as a Dodger, but then he went to the Mets and just started hitting bombs.
What about is it Joe Mauer?
Joe Mauer never really did it for me. Like
Right.
he had that one big breakout year where he won the MVP, and then like after that he just tanked. So to me, that tells me he came off the roids and just started doing shit. Should have stayed on him, kept hitting bombs.
Right.
Then he went to first base and basically became irrelevant.
Who is the best hitting catcher?
Best hitting catcher.
Just one guy that comes up to your mind.
Oh, probably Johnny Bench. That's who I'd say. I mean, it's hard. Catchers that fucking position where if you're getting mediocre hitting production, it's a good thing. Most times it's like you got the guy back there because he can call the game, he can fucking stop the ball, he can hold runners, and it's like if you hit for power and
I bet
average,
you
it's a
if a
bonus.
catcher was a quarterback, they'd be a quarterback that maintained the game. Kept it consistent.
They're not going to
they're
do
not
enough
gonna-
to fuck it up.
Right. So, hey, baseball.
Yeah,
Thanks for having a good one.
yeah,
Can we tap into some
real sports.
the gridiron?
Yeah.
Let's get right back into it.
All right, let's start with the hometown for you, Paulo. I know you were super stoked for Monday night.
Well, it's one. It was proving ground. They had a bye. They had the first. What an early bye they had. It's a 3-0 team. Everyone. The teams who are still undefeated are 4-0, so it just looks bad. You know, you could almost predict they're 6-0 on some teams. You know, you got the Patriots just crushing it, and so it's like, oh, and they're going to see the Browns. You know, so in the beginning, there's a lot of anticipation. And Baker, you got Odell. You know, they got a high-powered offense. You got the longest rush. You know, you got Nick Chubb, who just crushed an awesome run. So you're like, okay, this is going to be a challenge. And
Browns offense never showed up.
no one.
Well,
showed
actually,
up, bro.
Cleveland didn't show up in general.
Cleveland didn't show
Their
up.
defense looked like fucking shit. More holes in a Swiss cheese donut. Dude, the Niners rushed for like 275. At one point, they were averaging like 13 yards a carry.
It was nuts.
It was pathetic.
Well, and then the first play from scrimmage, Breida freaking breaks that huge one.
Yeah, Breida has that 83-yard touchdown. It's like, dude, fuck. This game's over.
Dunzo. And
the Niner defense, dude, the pass rush was just relentless all night, like putting serious pressure on Baker.
That D-line looked like one of the better D-lines in the league.
Well,
against that Browns team.
Well,
they made I don't know if the Brown, you know, because they slumped. The Niners just shined a little bit nicer that day. Well, and it was Monday Night Football.
Here's what I'm gonna say to that: they fucking better. That whole D line is nothing but number one picks. Over the last like 3 to 4 years, the Niners have been so shitty that they've just acquired number one picks and picked defensive linemen.
But you know what?
And they're finally doing something.
We're doing better than the Browns are with their number one picks. You know what I mean? Because Baker just was irrelevant. You know what is?
Your number one picks are in like their fourth year.
Right, I'll give him that.
Other than Nick Bosa.
Yeah. I mean, who had the best game.
Everybody else has been in the league for a while.
Yeah. But Bosa, wow. So that's a big one, too, that the whole flag.
And that was cool.
It was very cool. I love that. You know what I love about it? It's not that, like, I love that he keeps a grudge.
Yeah, oh, totally.
You know what I mean? That's my favorite part of it.
You're going to remember that
It's
shit.
like, God damn, you know what I mean? Like, who was Baker playing when he grabbed his junk across the sideline?
Oh, dude, it was Kansas. I think it was Kansas.
If I was on that team and I fucking was in the pros and I got a shot at Baker, I fucking do the same shit right back at him. You know what I mean?
And then you got the Richard Sherman, like, oh, he didn't shake my hand.
I love that too.
Fiasco.
It's a mentality thing. Richard, again, he was just so in it that he didn't see it, or he said it to pump up his team. He's like, you know, he is accepted becoming a Niner. When you come from a rival franchise,
especially like the Seahawks,
and coming off an Achilles career-ending type injury, and come in, have become a real leader. Like, I don't look at him like, oh, he's doing it. He really cares. Yeah. He's freaking playing the best game he could play. He's recovered, and he's still kind of a shutdown corner. He got a pick early.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it just helps bring back that Niner pride. I'm super stoked about it. I love the defense. You know, the offense. They talk about number one receiver. Do we need a number one receiver? Kind of spread the ball out.
At some point, you will.
I think we're gonna. You know, you run into where you gotta when you have to win a shootout, a real shootout against
a team that can
Kansas
score.
City or a Tom Brady or a shootout.
Yeah, you can't sit there and run the ball 37 times.
No.
You know, you're going to have to throw the ball.
Unless you score the first 3 freaking attempts. You know what I mean? If you're a running team and you're going against a shoot, like we've seen it, but you got to score. You know, you got to so but again, the other thing too was the Niners offense with nobody, that scripted 10 plays makes freaking, you know what I mean? Head coach is looking good. Get a big yawn, kid.
Yeah, sorry, I had to get that out of the way. It was between a yawn or a sneeze, and I haven't got the sneeze yet, so that's on deck. Yeah, the Niners O is going to be the Niners O. They're gonna do their thing. They're gonna try and run the football. They're gonna like dink and dunk. They're gonna use Kittle to stretch the field down the middle. Try and hit Goodwin when they can, but you know. They're in a division where they're in a good spot. Are they the best team in the NFC West? They haven't played the Seahawks yet.
Well, they haven't played the Rams either.
They haven't played the Seahawks yet.
The Seahawks have jumped the Rams.
The Rams don't look good. Their defense has not clicked.
I'll tell you what, the Niners are a team where they could just totally like jump in and make it an issue. You know what I mean? It's not the Rams aren't a rollover.
No,
you know they are returning Super Bowl appearance people.
No, I mean they brought everybody back, but there's something missing. They're just not clicking on all cylinders.
You're right.
Offensively, they're moving the ball, which is fine. Just the defense hasn't showed up to its full potential yet. But let's get out of the NFC West.
Okay.
Let's just like scan the whole league. So if you're a Washington Redskin, you're 0-5. You're fucking terrible.
But you're playing the 0-4 Dolphins this week. Is there hope?
Oh, there is no hope there. That is a fucking lost cause.
Are you saying the Dolphins
win this game? The
Stop.
Dolphins have been closer to winning than the fucking Redskins.
Oh man, poor Redskins. I thought you were definitely going with the Tribe, bro.
Dude, their head coach got fired. What are you gonna do?
How many teams have won after a head coach just got fired?
Well, it's Bill Callahan. Bill Callahan can motivate like a fucking anthill. I mean, that's about all he's good for. And it's just,
man.
Don't get me wrong, the dude can coach. He's a good coach, but as a leader, I don't think he's one of those guys you can really rely on to rally the troops. And I don't think you got enough dudes like on that squad that can pull it all together. You got guys like AP afterwards being like, oh, when they played New England last week, they're like, there was more New England fans here than Redskin fans, and New England's the number one defense.
They bring an army.
Dude, New England's the number one defense in the league right now, which is
that's a short trip for Bostonians too.
And like New England's D is just wrecking people.
They're getting better again.
Like,
you know what I mean?
And they're doing it with like no name guys.
They had a one bad game. It happens.
Yeah.
They were and they come back even stronger.
Who did they have a bad game against?
No, it was just the linebackers that got who was it? Come on, Sean. Well, yeah, they're winning still, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, they gave up their first touchdown in week 4.
Right.
So it's like, it's not a big deal.
It's irrelevant. But let's talk about another shitty team, the 0-5 Bengals.
Oh, dude, they're so bad.
They're going to lose to the Ravens. I think it's definitely a Jackson highlight show.
I'm hoping so. I got him in 3 fantasy leagues. I need that motherfucker to show up.
Dude, if he don't do it against this squad. But he's been really fun to watch this year.
He was fun the first 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, he has been par at best.
Is he the funniest meme where his receiver's looking at him with the hands up, and he looks at him back with like, "What do you want me to do about it, bro?"
Right, that was funny. That game's over before it starts. Fucking bottom dwellers of the AFC North is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay, how about let's bring it up to your squad. We got the 2-3 Bucks playing the Panthers at 3-2. Is Christian McCaffrey going off on?
Christian McCaffrey goes off on everybody.
He is just phenomenal now.
Except for I want to say it was the Dallas game where they bottled him up, but fuck, the dude. It's like every other week the dude's rushing for an 80-yard touchdown.
Dude, he is. For a white specialty guy.
It's not even that he's white, dude. He's little. He's little. He's not a big cat.
He's stocky. And then, it's not like he's taking some bumps. He's getting flipped around. Like, everyone's going to look at the flip and think, like, oh, look how cool that is.
Yeah, that shit hurt.
Well, that's wear and tear.
Well, it's
are you sure he didn't see the chiropractor after that game? I guarantee.
Where's his weakness, though?
Oh, no.
Nowhere.
His ball skills, he holds the ball well, he catches, he gets yak.
When you lead your team
tackles
in rushing and receiving, you're a fucking beast.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen that way again. And here's the real question. What the hell is the quarterback's name? Josh Allen?
Kyle. No.
Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen.
Ooh, I knew something.
Does he keep the starting job when Cam's ready to come back? He fucking better. Because you're 3-0 with him as a starter. You're 0-2 with Cam.
It's a tough question, bro.
It really is. What do you do? Cam's supposed to be your franchise guy. You pay him all this money.
You let Cam heal up really well.
Well, Cam comes.
Let's make sure he's getting. Let's look at the schedule.
Cam comes back and he shits the bed. It's like you should have left Allen in. Cam comes back, looks great. You look like a genius for putting him in. So it's one of those things. Do I think Cam's the guy? I don't think Cam's the guy. Cam has not been the same since his MVP season. It has been a steady descent for him.
Yeah.
So, do the Bucks win that game? No, that game's in fucking London. They're not winning that game.
Hey, the Raiders look good in London.
The Raiders did look good in London. Holy shit. The Bears defense just forgot to...
I love that Gruden won the game over Mac's comment. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at that because the game was so early. It wasn't really that early. But I love that was said by Khalil and that Gruden got the W.
What did he say?
He was like, "Oh, before the game, he was just like, I'm going to take vengeance on I'm still holding a grudge against the Raiders."
I like how in his post game in the locker room, he's like, "We don't got a disco ball, but we're gonna fucking dance." You know,
It was just exactly. I loved all the side things about that game.
yeah. There was
You
a lot
know,
of side stories there that made that game really interesting.
exactly. Big game. This week we got Philadelphia Eagles and Vikings both at 3-2. Kind of, both these teams have slumped.
Who cares? Carson Wentz.
What's
Carson
up with
Wentz is good, but I don't think he's as good as everybody.
These two teams were like top of the line 2 years ago.
Well, for Minnesota, it's like they got Dalvin Cook healthy, and they're just trying to mash the ball.
Right.
But their defense keeps giving up the big play, and they're getting behind, and their passing game has been fucking shitty. Like, Kirk Cousins, other than last week, has looked absolutely trashy. You know, you got two studs. You got a guy
He's
in fucking...
apologizing to receivers.
You got a guy like Adam Thielen who started the season last year with 6 or 7 straight 100-yard games.
Right.
Like, his receptions are down by, like, 60% from last year. Stephon Diggs is, like, nowhere to be found. He's in, like, a social media tirade, like, am I going to get traded? Is this going to happen? It's like... There is definite dissension among the ranks in the Minnesota locker room.
Yeah. So at least Philly's a little tighter. They don't have that kind of weird stuff going on. Did Stephon Diggs ask for a trade?
I don't think he asked for a trade. He thought he was going to get traded.
Oh, okay.
So, but then the Eagles come to town, and the Eagles they don't look good. You know,
it's not great, but at least I feel like there's a lot more drama in the Vikings locker room than the Eagles locker room.
Oh no, for sure, definitely. That's definite. The team I think that looks the best in the NFC right now, in my opinion, is Green Bay. As much as it pains me to say, because Aaron Rodgers is a whiny little fucking bitch. Every time something goes wrong, he fucking throws his hands up. He gives somebody a shit-eating look. It's like, dude, you made a dog shit throw.
He doesn't like. He's tired of playing football. He's not having fun.
It's like
but he's so good.
Then he like plays the blame game. It's like he threw Mike McCarthy under the bus. It's like, motherfucker, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Mike McCarthy. Right. And, are they blowing people out? No. They kicked the shit out of Dallas.
Yeah.
The score was not indicative of the way that game went. The Cowboys were thoroughly dominated by the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers actually kind of cared in that. Like, he did certain games he plays up for. But Dallas just looked shitty anyway.
No, I mean, fucking Aaron Jones had 4 rushing touchdowns.
The defense looked amazing.
They didn't look super amazing. I mean, they let the Cowboys back in that game, and
the Cowboys made them look amazing.
Yeah, Dallas had his opportunities. So to me, the Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFC, but they are like squeaking by these games. It's like they are doing just enough to hold on at the end.
And I'll tell you, they got the Lions this week.
Lions are good.
2-1-1. Lions
are good.
Right, they have people.
That should be an interesting. That game is going to be within a 1-score game. It's going to go either way.
And another game, Chiefs Broncos.
That's going to be a shit show. Patrick Mahomes will probably throw for like 400 yards.
How do we think he's coming off that knee? What's the update on that? Have you heard anything?
I think he's fine. He's a tough kid.
He's going to take a pill or two.
Oh, he's going to get an injection, but he'll be fine. Excuse me. He's going to come out and he's going to ball. He's going to do the things he does. Like, it's never a question about the Kansas City offense. It's a Kansas City defense. When you can't stop the fucking Indianapolis Colts run game,
that O-line was looking fucking badass.
Oh, dude, they were fucking road grading.
Costanzo and freaking
the Notre Dame kid, Quentin Nelson, like just mowing people.
Dude, they were pulling, getting up. Oh, it was
pretty to watch.
The OC looked good.
Yeah, I mean, it was
a great called game.
It was a smart game plan. They did enough to win, and their defense played great. Their undermanned defense played great.
You know what was my favorite play of the game? Was Jacoby Brissett's touchdown, where he just used he looks like he's 35. You know what I mean?
He's like 25.
His jersey hangs off of him, and he used the 40-year-old man pump fake, and hey, I'm just gonna do as little as I can because I'm barely gonna make it to the goal line.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's funny you say that. Like, I saw a great meme. It's a picture of Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jacoby Brissett. They're all wearing their Super Bowl rings at the Super Bowl party for the team.
Right.
And it says Tom Brady, undefeated. Then it says Jimmy Garoppolo, undefeated. Then it says fucking Jacoby Brissett, beat the Chiefs. So it was funny.
Right. Yeah. No, and they're doing really well, man. it speaks volumes too about how the Patriots draft quarterbacks.
Well, yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, they're taking these late round guys and they're developing them into something.
And if they do get someone late, like who was the guy from the Raiders they got? The shaved head guy. He was kind of short, sawed off.
Peterman?
No, I think it was a Z last name, something with a Z. But he was sitting behind Tom for like 2 years too, in the Niner trade. Oh no, was it Niner or Raider? But he came in. When did Tom go out? But he played like 2 games. This is like the last 3 years.
Dude, last 3 years?
Yes, Tom was out for like 2 or 3 games in the beginning, and he played.
Well, it's like, let's see. So you go through like
Who's
Matt Castle, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett,
Mhm.
Josh McCown. No, that's
right?
it.
No. We say Matt Castle.
Huh?
You say Matt Castle already?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Castle.
Um,
He was a big deal. He made a lot.
Ryan
He-
Mallett. Their backup dudes they're great as a backup, and then they go elsewhere and just kind of never really do anything. But so you go back to the Chiefs, their defense is fucking shit. I mean, they can't stop anybody. That's going to be their big Achilles heel all year.
Mm-hmm.
So that you're picking them over the Patriots. We'll have to see how that game turns out. But Mahomes is the fucking truth. When you roll right and then back to the left and then you throw a fucking 40-yard strike
His crossbody shit is insane.
and it's on a fucking rope.
Right.
And it's just, dude, you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, it's legit, like crossbody on a laser, fucking accurate. You can't defend that.
No.
You're asking DBs to cover for like 7 seconds, and that's not possible.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes? You know how people thought Steph Curry ruined basketball because he's shooting threes and kids are just shooting threes. Do you think Patrick Mahomes is equivalent to that because kids are going to start trying to do crossbody throws?
No, because not everybody has that kind of arm. Kids are going to try it, and
That's
they're going
what
to throw
I'm
interceptions. And then those kids don't play anymore.
Like it's like
You
he's
can't do
doing
that
something
shit.
you're not supposed to do.
You can't do that shit in football.
He's
And-
making a living off
exactly.
that-
He's
on the edge.
He's breaking every rule you're not supposed to do as a quarterback. You're not supposed to throw across your body over the middle. It's just not what you're supposed to do. But when you have the arm to do it, it's like, fuck, if it's working, fine.
Right.
So, but to your point, it's not going to last for other guys. You know, people will try to do that shit and it's not going to work. You're fucking done. Like that's just not how it goes.
I think kids are gonna try to do it. I think dad coaches are gonna try to tell.
Oh,
their
for
kids
sure
to
they're
do
gonna
it.
try to do it.
And that's how bad it is. It's like it's not the kids really. It's gonna be the dad coaches in real games.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
hey,
roll this way and then throw across your body over here.
yeah, you're left-handed. Let's roll you right, and you're gonna have a great across the body left-handed throw, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Hey, throw me the Diet Coke for the whiskey.
All right.
We are doing a classic Jack and Diet Coke, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, we're throwing it back old school sesh.
Yeah.
You know, nothing special. I wanted to get some breakers, but I had Jack at the house, and I'm all, fuck it, let's just bring it over.
I had Breaker at the Hitchin Post. I had a nice.
Dude, it's so good.
It's so good, and it's funny. Let's talk about it for a little bit. My good friend Sean Foy is picky about a lot of stuff that goes into his mouth that he consumes, food and beverage.
Exactly.
We do the old fashions. We do the bourbon. I love it. It's part of my life now.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? I want to see what's up with places. And I go to the Hitchin Post, I order Breakers, old fashioned. I drink it. It's cool. It gets me by. It's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The cherry is like the bottom layer of the glass. It's muddled perfectly. You know what I mean? No peel, ice chips, and a paper straw because it's Santa Barbara County, and I throw that out. Right?
Yeah.
It's great though. I enjoy it. I had a great steak. I had about 6 of them. It was nuts.
Yeah.
I got hammered. Right? I'll talk to you about it, and you're like, yeah, it's an okay old fashioned. They don't have big ice cubes.
Dude, I'm telling you, that
What?
fucking big ice cube makes a world of difference. You get those chips in there, and you can't sip on the fucking glass because you keep swallowing the fucking ice.
You got to have a smoother technique when you intake. Like,
Well, dude, when you go for a big guzzle of it,
you know,
it's like all I'm getting is ice chips. And
you're
I don't
going
want
to
that
take a
shit.
guzzle of it. Like, I take a couple sips and then I take a guzzle.
Yeah, either you're starting with a big gulp to get your day started, or it's that third drink where you're like, oh, it's going down.
And
good.
that's when the ice chips suck.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But they always suck because they melt faster and your drink gets super watered down, and I don't like that.
I like when we have a big glass, like we're drinking in a small glass with a big ice cube, and so much bourbon is touching ice.
Oh yeah, it's like cold instantly.
It's the best, guys. I totally recommend it. And so not only do I know my man takes his ice game super seriously, you know, we get a, you know how Instagram or Facebook kind of knows what you're shopping for. Alexa listens to you, and then all of a sudden it pops up on your fucking MySpace from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A fridge advertisement pops up, and it's the first fridge with artisan ice. I said
Craft ice.
craft ice. This fridge is popping out whiskey fucking ice cubes. Circle. You could get it in crushed chips or a freaking
Ice balls.
an ice ball.
That is fucking awesome.
It's a life goal of mine now. Like I've added it to the bucket list. Like I could have it for one day in my life. The last day I live, I'll be a happy man. I'll be a happy man.
Fucking ice balls out of your fucking
You know what I mean?
ice maker.
Right now, it's what I say, $4,500.
Yeah.
Oh, that's achievable.
It's definitely
A
doable.
priority. I say a priority.
Yeah, I think you should put it on layaway.
What is that still a thing?
Some places, yeah.
Hey, let's talk about layaway. So, my boy, you're looking into buying a new canine. Oh no,
No.
we're not.
No.
My bad.
Yeah, no, that's scratched. Yeah, it's if anything, it's a Christmas thing, and maybe
Maybe. Okay.
that's a maybe.
Okay. But
Way to bring up a sore subject there, Paolo.
I didn't know it was sore.
Fuck, man.
I thought it was a good thing. Just what I heard today.
Yeah.
Okay. My
But-
bad.
Yeah. So let's move on to the NBA.
And what? Not China.
Yes, not the Chinese Basketball Association, the National Basketball Association. So the big hoopla
Right.
in basketball.
A tweet.
What from Maury? What's his first name?
A GM for.
He's the Rockets GM.
Right.
So he makes a tweet like in support to the economical protests in China or Hong Kong, and you read the tweet. It's like 6 words, pretty like irrelevant. The funny part is like nobody in China reads it because Twitter's
Right.
banned. So it's like then you get Adam Silver coming out and apologizing, making things just look shitty.
Yeah.
And the NBA is taking it in the fucking shorts right now because of it. And
They
it's-
look bad.
well, good. Don't be a dumb shit.
They make stupid like for some things they're like above other sports leagues.
Yeah.
Maybe rules or how the pros get to live their life. And the other things that I'm like, oh my god, what the hell did the NBA do?
Well, it's like, dude, know the demographic you're in, man. You're in fucking like borderline communist China. They don't fucking want to hear some rich guy.
They just
from
had the
America.
Ball brothers steal fucking some Gucci glasses. You know what I mean?
They don't want Americans pushing their fucking democratic values on their communist party. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want fucking these people from America giving their citizens hope. I mean, that's not how you rule in a dictatorship. I mean,
Right.
that's all they need is hope. I mean, they squash that shit quick. They killed TV deals, like endorsement deals.
It's
airing.
a ton of money.
They're not airing they're not televising any of the games. I mean, dude, shut your fucking mouth. I mean, yeah, you got to take a stand against communism. I understand that. But if you're going to do that, you got to go fucking all in. You got to be fully committed to taking the hit because
Right.
that shit's coming. If you're going to be that guy that's going to stand up against fucking 1.2 billion people that is China,
Mm-hmm.
you better have your fucking feet dug in.
So I saw something funny. I saw a freaking meme. If there's one person that could bring China and America back together again, who do you think it would be?
Yao Ming?
You would think Yao Ming. You want it to be Yao Ming. They played his team.
Yeah.
The Shanghai Sharks played. There was one game that did get played because that's what was really going on.
Yeah.
NBA games in China, playing Chinese professional teams. But the guy that's the most important,
Oh, Stephon Marbury?
Dennis Rodman.
How is that? He's North Korea.
Yes, exactly. He could do that though. He could just meet with other people. He is that kind of guy. Dennis is coming over.
Hmm. trying to smooth things out. It's been a tough
It's a
day
move.
with Dennis Rodman's your
Oh my
go-between guy.
gosh. Well, he's down with the Asian cultures. He's down.
Fuck, you could. I
He's in
mean,
the. It's not like he's not an option.
yeah.
But
NBA's on massive damage control
it's
right
political. The
They-
president's talking about it. He's jacking head coaches. Head coaches aren't
now.
even saying anything because they don't want to.
Which I find extremely funny. I mean, you're a Warriors fan. You're a big
Yes.
guy. I mean,
But he
the
misconstrues things
totally.
to make. But he does it because again, the underlying thing is because the Warriors don't go to the White House.
Yeah.
So he's going to throw jabs when he can.
Steve Kerr has been open about like publicly bashing him.
Right.
And the fact that he took a dig at Steve Kerr makes me laugh.
I laugh too. I
it's
laugh too.
fucking funny.
But then he even tried. Popovich would fuck Donald Trump up. Like don't bring up Popovich.
I don't know, man. I mean, Trump's that kind of shady fucker that he's gonna shank you. Dude, you don't live in New Jersey,
Right.
and not stab a motherfucker.
But he was even talking shit about Pop, which is like
well, everybody's got something to say, but then when you can't say something, nobody's saying shit.
no. Well, you know what? Not too many people are brave enough to talk to fucking Pop that way or say something about Pop that way.
Right? I mean, the NBA really.
It's the two best coaches in the NBA right now.
Well, the NBA stuck their fucking
ring-wise.
The NBA stuck their foot in their mouth. It's like, don't start a war you can't win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. Like the humanitarian side of things. Yeah, you want China to be better. You don't want them to live like that. You want equal rights and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But are you really gonna deliver that message? Is it gonna come from the NBA? The NBA is gonna take a stand against it.
Yeah,
they're gonna spearhead the movement for
it's
China.
the wrong kind of entertainment to follow for a political move like that.
Right? It's like
those players don't care.
Yeah, dude, know your place.
You know what I mean?
It's like either you're in or you're not. And
All
when
these athletes,
one guy goes in, that means everybody's in.
Mm-hmm.
There's no just, I'm going to take a stand for this. I mean, it goes back to the Colin Kaepernick thing. I mean,
mm-hmm.
yeah, he had a little bit of following with his stand against the national anthem and all that, or just the police.
It wasn't the national anthem. He just
the police brutality. That's where he chose to protest. He had a following, but it was detrimental to the workforce, the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, so it wasn't one of those things where everybody was going to fully support him, even though they may wanted to, which is their choice. But, at the end of the day, it's like, dude, that's your place of business. How are you going to conduct yourself?
Right.
And the same it can be said for the NBA. It's like, dude, morally, you could feel wrong about this, but is that going to pay your bills at the end of the day? I know you want to take a stand for something you might believe in,
mm-hmm.
but just know once that happens, you got to be prepared for everything else that comes with it.
Well, there's only been a couple of people that have been like straight blackballed, and that's what it is. Colin Kaepernick has been blackballed.
Oh, for sure.
Right. I think he was a Nugget in the 90s, and I think it wasn't Sharif Abdul Rahim, but it was Abdul Rahim, something Abdul Rahim, and he protested. Do you remember? I think he was Muslim or something. He's like, I'm not gonna. Yes, Rock. No, I don't want to say Rakim, but Rahman something. Rahman Abdul Rahim something. They had.
I have no idea where you're fucking going.
But
with
he
this.
was blackballed. He got blackballed. There's not too many other like
because
you don't see
Sharif
it very
Abdul
often.
Rahim actually played.
No,
for
Sharif
a while.
did, but I just remember they had the same last name. He's older than Sharif.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But there's not like how. Can you think of anyone else who's been blackballed? Oh, was the
Pete
gay?
Rose?
But that was he was ejected. Like it was official rule.
Yeah,
blackballed is like, hey, guess what? Hey guys, we're not gonna pick up this guy.
Yeah,
it's but there's not.
And nobody's telling you that.
Well,
yeah,
what's his name? The gay linebacker from Mizzou.
Michael Sam.
Michael Sam. Was he blackballed?
I don't know if I'd call that blackballed. I would say he got an opportunity, but he wasn't that good. I mean, he was good, but
he was a draft pick.
He was okay. I mean, he wasn't.
He didn't even play the season.
Fuck, I don't know.
And no one picked him up. Was he a first rounder?
No.
Top 3. He was top 3 rounds.
I couldn't tell you where he was drafted. I mean, the dude was okay.
But that's the only other time I could think of someone being blackballed.
Yeah, but again, me not choosing sides here is going to say, look, if you're a team and you're going to pick somebody up that brings some form of baggage,
Oh yeah.
you mean that's you like acquiring that baggage
Right.
and representing that. Not saying that whatever Michael Sam brought to the table was an issue, it was a bad issue. It's bringing you attention that you may or may not want.
Right.
So it's like at the end of the day, there's fucking
So
52
here's the
other
question.
guys on that
He
team.
was a Ram. How good would would he contribute to that defense
right now, or at the time?
at the time and right now?
Right now,
would he still be part of the franchise?
Fuck no, not right now. Their D line shits on him.
Right. Oh my gosh.
At the time, nah, maybe like a rotational guy at some point, but
Yeah.
not enough to like warrant fronting all that baggage. So it's just at the end of the day, like I was saying, there's 52 other guys on that team, plus there's the entire franchise you're worrying about. What's the message you're sending? It's like either you're in or you're out.
Right. So how's this sound? Is China blackballing the NBA? And something I used to think was a huge market, like Kobe Bryant is huge in China. The NBA, there's been an NBA athlete, LeBron's probably huge.
China is not going to blackball the NBA. They're going to fucking dick them over for everything they can right now, but eventually it'll go back to normal. Simply because they can't.
They're a huge
China
market.
Can't afford to not embrace the NBA because whatever funds that brings to China or whatever it does for China, it's where else are they going to get it?
Right. No, and it's crazy. Like when you see top jersey sales, you have to think about like, dude, China buys jerseys.
Oh, legit.
And it's crazy. It's crazy who their number one jerseys are. Like when you have what's his name, Lee, Brent. I don't want to say Brandon Lee.
Connor Lee?
No. Who's the kid who he's not playing anymore, but he was a Warrior, New York Knick, with the Mohawk, Asian kid played in the NBA.
Oh, Jeremy Lin.
Linsanity. His jersey, like.
Do you remember anything today?
I'm deep enough in this bottle to start forgetting about it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
My brain's hurting. Have to fucking carry your weight all the time.
Oh, it's tough. I had a couple good answers.
You had
here.
one answer.
Okay. Jeremy Linsanity here was number one in jersey sales, which is me staying on top of stuff.
Sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like that's how big of a consumer they are.
Yeah.
That's huge money missing out on a weekend.
Yeah, 1.2 billion population. Just think about that. I mean, granted, probably 50% of that has no idea what basketball is, but that's still that's still 600 plus million people.
I'm gonna beg to differ on they don't know what it is. It is. I've seen the video of their PE classes when they're their full body suit like snowsuits and their beanie, and they have a fucking basketball, and all the kids are just freaking hitting crossovers at the same time. You've seen it. It's part of their curriculum.
Good.
You gotta have a decent crossover. You know what I mean?
Well,
but we have to do it in timing altogether, or it doesn't count.
Sure.
Hey, they're nuts over there, bro. The freaking, you know how popular that prison is that did Thriller? Remember that video?
What prison?
There's a Chinese prison that all the freaking inmates practice doing a Thriller dance, like a flash mob. People visit this prison and fucking watch it.
Yeah, you must watch videos I don't see.
Oh yeah, I don't watch the.
You must get to some fucking YouTube vortexes.
It's the worst, man. I'm seeing the next generation. This guy invested into the YouTube vortex, and it's horrible. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm against it.
Yeah,
but while I'm addicted to it at the same time.
It is an addiction, man. It is an addiction.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, good to have you in the garage again.
Yeah, it was good to spit out some truth.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just want to throw my shout out to myself this week. My fantasy football league, the YOFL. Yep, that's correct.
I've only ever heard it referred to as the YOFL.
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 I know, UFL.
Fucking Paulo taking down the head ball coach.
I changed his name because it sounds the white Yoda guys. I call them the white yogurt guys.
Uh-huh.
A little jab there. You know, it's good when you score over 200 points. You're number one in the league.
Yeah, Paulo.
I had guys go off, and then I had Will Fuller on the bench.
Dude,
I could have scored like an extra 40 points.
I know, but the only guy you would have taken out would have
Tyler
been
Lockett.
And
Exactly.
he still scored like 16 or 17.
Exactly. It's not like you know what's funny is like a guy scores that many points and he's only projected to get like 15 this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know.
He was like almost
again.
60, just right underneath.
Yeah, you know that's not happening again. But Paulo, first time I think ever you've been the high scorer.
Nope, it's my second. Because I was high scorer my first year and I forgot to do it and everyone was really sad that I didn't write a review.
Yeah.
You got to write a review. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
You write a good... You guys... you guys really look into it.
You got to take it to the next level, Paul. If you're gonna do something,
I know.
Well
if I do it again, I'll write a better review. I wrote one while I was eating my hamburger helper.
It was dog shit, Paulo. It was fucking terrible.
Good. I just wanted to get over with.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I just want to win.
That's like a D-.
I'm real. I'm in a predicament though. If you guys want to help me out, Sean, you can give me advice. You don't have to. In that league, I'm starting Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
I lost Big Ben Roethlisberger into his injury.
Why do you still have him on your roster?
Well, because I'm waiting for the right time. Kyler doesn't have his bye week.
So you're keeping a guy that's not coming back at all?
Who?
Still have Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh no, I might get a different player for the waiver pick, but I definitely need to also think about another quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
Right.
still have Ben Roethlisberger on your roster.
Yeah,
Why?
I know. Because I want for timing.
Timing for what?
I'm I'm being patient.
Why?
Kyler's gonna be okay, I think.
Exactly, but you have no viable backup.
Well, I'm talking about it, and that's why I'm asking you for advice.
I know, but you've had this guy on your bench for fucking 5 weeks. He
No,
blew his
it
arm
wasn't
out
5.
first week.
Well, whatever.
You drafted Roethlisberger.
I know. Again, but now like Minshew's still available.
No, he's not. He's on the White Yodakai's bench.
Oh, they picked him up.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck? Do you ever pay attention?
It just happened today.
No, it didn't.
It had no.
No, he was on his bench last week.
No, it wasn't. He's in available players. Yep. Then there's Teddy Bridgewater,
Terrible.
but he's on the freaking.
Terrible.
But he won't be back.
He's
exactly.
going to be gone in like 2 weeks.
I know, exactly. So that's why I'm not tripping yet.
Dude, you missed out on Daniel
Jimmy
Jones.
Garoppolo.
Jimmy G's still there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need him
And
though.
he's going to throw for 150 yards a game, get you no points. I mean...
There's dudes.
Yeah, there's dudes, but there's not good dudes.
I only need him for 1 week. Kyler's doing pretty good.
He's doing okay.
I don't know if he's going to win me a championship.
No, you're not going to win the ship, dude. But your team is good, Paulo.
It's all team.
Your team goes as the Rams' offense goes. Like if fucking Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods blow up, you're doing fine. If they don't, you struggle.
I don't think so. My running backs is pretty strong.
It is.
As far as scoring points and stuff.
Well,
I haven't been doing bad.
yeah, it's the best you've ever
When
done.
I lost, I ran into something like me. I went up against the number one guy.
Uh-huh.
So I could have my record could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'll be strong throughout the season here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes for you.
Mm-hmm. I know. Don't feel intimidated. I want the belt.
Still in my truck. It's been there for 2 out of 3
How
years.
much will you hate it? I'm going to leave my mark all over that belt. You might have had it first, but yep. I'm going to take it
I'm
places.
the initiatory.
Yeah, inaugural?
Yeah, inaugural winner.
Yes.
Of the OFL. And I'm the only repeat champion in the OFL.
Yeah, that's
2 out of
weird.
3. 66%.
Weekly guys. It's just fun. The guys are fun to hang out with.
Yeah, talk a lot of shit. Go out there, hang out with your friends, watch football on Sundays,
Yep.
and hope for the best.
Ooh, college football, though. What about Saturdays? Anything you want?
The only game I find of interest worth talking about is Florida LSU.
Right. Tim Tebow, warned Florida, hey, it's tough to win in Death Valley.
It is, dude. It doesn't matter who you are. Going to Death Valley is always tough. LSU plays good defense. I mean, their offense is finally in the new century.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, getting rid of Les Miles is the best thing that could ever happen to that team. They have some offensive imagination.
I know.
It's
He's
like,
coaching at Kansas, and I'm just like, why?
because nobody else would hire him. He's not that good of a coach.
Right.
I mean, the only reason he won at LSU is because he had fucking dudes. Like when you're pumping out like 6+
Dude, when you're
NFL
DBU,
draft, yeah,
at the you're that second, the guys who came out of that secondary were nuts.
yeah, you go in like Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had guys like OBJ, fucking Jarvis Landry on the same team.
So I'm kind of disappointed that the only game that matters to you is the LSU game when you have SC Notre Dame.
It's because I fucking hate Notre Dame. That to me is just, dude. SC's on their third quarterback. if they can pull out a dub, it's a fucking miracle. It's a touchdown Jesus miracle. Like defensively, they're kind of struggling. I mean, they got guys, but honestly, if I'm gonna look at that game objectively, Notre Dame should win by fucking at least 2 scores.
Okay, not my favorite college, but my top 3. OU, Texas, the Red River rivalry
God,
this
is
week.
that already?
It's that time.
I don't know, dude.
Are you? What? I'm a Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooners, bro.
Oklahoma
God,
is
Longhorns.
just fucking Jalen Hurts made the right choice going to Oklahoma.
Dude, isn't it? Spencer Rattler did too.
Spencer Rattler, I don't think is ever going to be a starter.
I think so, bro.
I don't. They're going to get another guy in that's better.
They always, they're a transfer.
Yeah, they'll get somebody who will step in front of him. He'll turn into the Tate Martell of fucking Oklahoma.
But Jalen Hurts, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate, right?
He's going to win.
It's the most impressive he's ever looked.
It's
weird how
he had a bad game last week and he scored
Alabama didn't want to untap him. What's wrong with Alabama that they didn't tap into that? He looks better than Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tua is good, but I don't think he's playing nearly at the level that fucking Jalen Hurts is playing.
No,
I mean, and then people are going to talk about Justin Fields. Justin Fields really hasn't beaten anybody. I mean, really, Oklahoma hasn't either. But you look at the numbers Hurts has put up compared to Justin Fields.
Right.
It's like, dude, Hurts had a bad game last week. He threw for 250 with 2 touchdowns. He threw a pick, but he also rushed for 2 touchdowns. I mean, You're scoring 4 tubs, and that's a bad game.
This is the best I've seen him run.
Yeah, I mean, he looks dialed in, bought in, and he's playing
angry.
To win.
Dude,
he's got something to prove.
He is just a man on a mission.
I think he's taking every opportunity to shove it up fucking Nick Saban's ass. It's like, dude,
insane.
This is what I could have been for you.
Yeah,
it's a big fuck you to Nick Saban.
Look, I'm positive that on the show I said before he made this move that he'll never play in the league because that game happened. He already graduated, right? He's like on his master's program. He's super educated. He's gotten the most schooling out of freaking Alabama than anyone probably has in a while.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he makes this move. He's an NFL. Can he play? Is he going to play in the NFL? He's a better chance now than ever.
I think so.
He's going to get a look. He wouldn't have out of Alabama if he stopped at Alabama.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been relevant. But going to a place like Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley, all right, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
it's like, dude,
back to back, bro.
It's like Oklahoma could win back to back fucking Heisman Trophy quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Oh, I don't even and to play 1 year. This is the new one and done.
Yeah,
this is like, hey, go play somewhere for a little bit, and I'll find you at a junior college. I'll find you at Texas Tech, Texas A&M. I'll find you just skimming. You know what I mean? You might be already good. You might have started games. I'll make you better. Come to OU. Right? I'll still take you right now.
Yeah, and the thing that makes OU so successful is like they got speed everywhere. They got solid run game. They got a legit O-line, and they can play some defense. I mean, for the Big 12, that says a lot. When you can play defense in the Big 12, that says a lot.
OU is one of my favorite establishments right now. Like, I love what they're doing as far as football.
Did they beat Clemson? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, you look at Clemson. Clemson's fucking stacked.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
That's a game. I'd love to see that twice in a year.
Yeah, I mean...
You know what I mean? Like, play right now and then play in the ship if you guys are still undefeated.
But the thing is like, you look at, like, the schedules. Alabama's not going to play anybody. Alabama will play one hard game this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma should handle Texas. But this rivalry...
You never know.
You never know.
It could fuck up a season.
Like, Sam Ellinger, or however you say the Texas quarterback's last name, dude's a stud. Like, he's going to come to ball. Like, Texas ain't going to roll over for him. So it's going to be one of those games that, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, but if across the board, though, it should be OU.
It should be OU.
It should be OU.
But like then you look at a team like Alabama. Who's Alabama going to play that's any good? I'm sure they don't play LSU this year. I mean, they'll play Florida. They'll play South Carolina. They'll play the normal dogs that they fucking whoop.
Yeah.
But they'll play one ranked, like highly ranked SEC team. and they'll squeak out a win,
Or they'll lose and still make it in.
yeah,
Is what it is.
it's that one loss SEC team, which is bullshit.
Exactly.
But
That's the one you always trip on. Like, how did Alabama get in and they win the ship?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because the tournament hasn't been happening that long, and they always squeak in.
well, you look
If
at
anyone
it,
has squeaked in, it's them.
you look at it, and it's like, Pac-12's never gonna make it because in the Pac-12, dude, it's a gunfight every week.
I've never seen a conference like one team not be successful enough not to allow the whole league just shoot themselves in the foot.
Oh, dude, it's literally it's a Wild West gunfight.
It's so
It's
bad.
so cutthroat.
Week to week.
Dude, it happens every week.
Like UCLA, the week that they scored like 65 points, so this guy becomes offensive player of the week, the quarterback. I'm like, he's not even going to put up 14 next week.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You know it's coming.
It's about to take, like, they dip so hard, they spike, and
The consistency is not there.
right, and it just we're talking almost a clean 15 years of not the Oregon teams have gotten close.
Yeah,
That's the closest teams we've had.
Oregon always loses it in the trenches. Always.
Right.
Their O-line gets murdered by these SEC defensive lines, and then their D-line can't create pressure.
No, they can't play straight up football. When you go play that Auburn team from when they went up against Cam Newton,
Oh, dude,
that defense was nuts, bro.
dude, Auburn. I mean, you look at team.
It was it was close.
Yeah, it was a good game. You look at the difference. To me, the biggest difference between Pac-12 football and SEC football is the speed. There's the overall defensive speed on the SEC side, and then the physicality of the defensive line play.
Right.
Like the defensive line play in the SEC is second to none. Like you look at Auburn's D line. Auburn's D line is probably 3 out of 4 first and second round guys. You know, they're a 4-man front, so 3 out of 4 guys are probably going in the first or second round. You can say the same thing for Alabama. And it's like you look across the board at like a Pac-12 school, they're like maybe out of everybody there might be one first round guy. So it's like that is the biggest discrepancy in my opinion. I mean, my opinion doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
But that's how I see it.
It's not like you haven't been watching the Pac-12.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like, it's like I know how it goes. It's like
you almost expect it.
yeah, you definitely know where you're weakest at.
Yeah. Well, I hope I have I grew up. There was a little bit of me when you're a kid that kind of likes Notre Dame because you watched Rudy at such a young age, right, Sean? Kind of happened to you, right?
Yeah, well, you love Rudy.
You love Rudy, and so you like Notre Dame, and so I kind of have that in me. Joe Montana. And I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to completely commit, though, through the times I have just turned. And I am completely over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Good.
And this is the first time I want SC to win. Officially. I want them to beat Notre Dame. You are on the dark side.
Fucking Notre Dame.
You know what I mean? I'm over it.
I'm over it. Stepchild.
How do they still have TV rights?
Dude, they make so much money.
You know what I mean? I'm like, God, I love your helmets, but fuck you.
Right? It's like, you shit the bed every year. You know it's coming. And it's just...
I wish a whole bunch of Irish people would play football. We fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Just, they're super overrated. They don't play in a fucking conference. It's like, you're still picking and choosing your schedule.
You know what I mean? And they make a bowl game.
Yeah.
And they make a bowl game. Shoot, every one of their games is a bowl game.
Pretty much, I do respect the one thing I will say is they respect the fact and protect the rivalry. Like
yes,
they got SC this week, big rivalry. They got Michigan next week, which is another big rivalry. For
play
them.
Miami. They play.
Yeah,
They
dude, have you seen Miami? It looks like the fucking cast from Scarface on the sideline.
They fucking just have taken.
It's
Miami always is like their style never changes, and it doesn't work anymore.
Well, their coach is just it doesn't seem to fit the mold for Miami. They got this like preppy looking fucking alum, and to me, he's just not that guy. You know? There's no badass on the sideline. You look over, you see this dude. He looks like
they don't get the top recruit. The recruiting stinks.
They are probably the third. They're probably number 3 in the state of Florida, in my opinion, in recruiting.
UCF is a place I would want to go if I was in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, but they've lost like 2 games this year already. So they.
Oh, you mean going undefeated for the last 2 years hasn't been like?
Oh, that's been huge for them. But this year they lost a close one, and then they had a major letdown last week.
Would you want to go to Florida Atlantic?
For Lane Kiffin, absolutely not. Fuck Lane Kiffin.
You're a wide receiver.
Oh, that's a different story. You're gonna throw the ball 60 times a game? Sure, I want to go there.
Yeah,
but you're gonna get your ass whooped.
Okay, what about the U over Florida State?
Right now, I go to the U over Florida State. Fucking Willie Taggart. That I'm surprised they haven't run that motherfucker out of town yet. Like you come out and you blow what would they blow a 3 touchdown lead against Boise State? You know how are you gonna do that? And then you're just barely showing up. You're losing to dogs.
What about the Gators?
If you're going anywhere in Florida, you're going to fucking Gainesville. I mean, you are looking to get into the swamp,
dude. That's the spot, right?
Who's your coach? Is it Muschamp?
Yeah.
Is it Muschamp?
I think you're right. Yeah.
It's like
so you're Lee Corsoing it and throwing the Gator head on your.
Oh yeah. If you're going anywhere in Florida, you're going to fucking Florida.
That's the spot.
I mean, you have to. You just have to.
All right. That's good to know.
Yeah. All right, I think we've rambled long enough.
It's a lot. I was going to tap into one more state, but I think that's the best state to choose. Like that's a great one.
Where were you
Texas would probably be number 2.
All right. So
in the state of Texas.
Where would I want to go?
Yes, as a D lineman. You're a freaking high school primetime D end.
If I wanted to go anywhere in Texas, it'd be Texas Tech because I love Lubbock because I want to hunt. But if you're going to play football, fuck, man. I mean, that's tough. I mean, over the last few years, like the balance of power has really shifted all over the state. It's like, Texas Tech has had good years. Texas has been down. But they're coming back with Tom Herman, and then Kevin Sumlin left Texas A&M, and now it's is it Dan Mullen? No, Dan Mullen's not there. Dan Mullen is in the SEC.
There's Baylor too.
I mean, then you got Baylor, then you got fucking North Texas.
Baylor, I would go to then for me.
You got fucking TCU. I mean,
what you got? Tulsa.
No,
not Tulsa. No, it's who did Chris play? Yeah, UTEP. That's what.
Yeah, UTEP. I mean. There are opportunities to play big time football in the state of Texas.
Absolutely.
So it's like, it's really what works best for you. I couldn't, like I said, I would take Lubbock because I like Lubbock.
All right. One more question, just because we're on the topics, kind of like where you're picking. So if you were the number 1 DN in high school, okay, so I'm all over the Instagram and we're getting a lot of sports videos and stuff. Have you seen any new high school recruits that have you seen any of the 5-star guys?
No.
There's this guy you need to check out. His name is
the coldest to ever do it?
No, it's not the coldest to ever do it. This is Brian Beast. This big white boy from the Mantha. Okay. No. Not the Mantha. Damascus. It's not the Mantha.
Ohio?
I forget. They're green and gold. This fucker's committed to Clemson. It's a big white boy playing D-line. And his highlight film is fucking awesome.
What's it on?
Brian Beast. I started following him on Instagram. Check him out. He's fucking nasty. He's the only 5-star defensive recruit I'm watching right now. He's gonna go to Clemson. Hopefully he does big things. But I like kind of finding these kids and seeing how they go. You know what I mean? Most of the time, Instagram isn't wrong.
Yeah.
So far, Instagram's been crushing it.
Right.
Look at Zion. You know what I mean?
Dude, we'll see how that goes through the season.
Hey, man. Before we tap into something else, I'm done. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, it was a good show. I know we rambled a little bit. We went
and we're at like 120.
Yeah, not bad. Like standard show. Might not have made a lot of sense. A lot of ums and some dead air space. But hey,
we're back.
Getting back at it,
and we'll be back again for the next couple episodes.
As
we got
long
some
as we
fun
don't get fucking critical error when we go to fucking upload this shit.
I'm gonna make sure it works.
We'll be good to go.
Yeah, 2 episodes, guys, didn't get downloaded because it's been actually okay, but.
It's
Podbean.
Some technical issues.
Ask Podbean. What's up?
So let's call it for the night.
I'm Paulo.
I'm Foy.
Get the hell out of here.
Hit the music.
Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together.